board attended our meeting this evening. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Before we start our regular consent items for this evening, I'd like to read a brief statement on behalf of the school board and our administration. Good evening, everyone. Before we begin our normal agenda, I'd like to bring up vital importance to our school community regarding school safety, student privacy, and the culture of our district. Over the past several weeks, there's been an increase in public scrutiny and commentary on social media regarding specific student incidents and safety protocols within our schools. While the board always welcomes constructive, respectful dialogue, it is necessary to clarify the boundaries of what we can and we cannot discuss, and what we will and will not condone. First and most important is to remind the public of the structural and legal role of our school board. The board is a team of 5 members who vote individually but act collectively to govern. We do not manage the day-to-day operations of the classroom. Our the job we take incredibly seriously, is to hire competent, highly qualified administrators to run our schools and ensure that the district strictly follows local, state, and federal laws. To be absolutely clear about this team operates under the law. No individual board member has the power or total influence to hire family members, dictate individual employment terms, or hand out salary increases. In fact, by law and strict ethical policy, if a board member has a family member employed within the district, that board member completely abstains from participating or voting on any item regarding that individual. Those decisions are handled entirely by the rest of the collective board based upon recommendations from our administration. Any narrative suggesting otherwise is factually false and a distortion of our legal process. When an incident occurs in our buildings, our administration operates under a single, non-negotiable directive: diligently protect every single child involved. Lately, we've seen demand from individuals online assisting on detailed information surrounding classroom incidents, particularly those involving students with individualized IEPs or special education services. I want to state clearly, we are not at liberty to share that information, nor will we ever. We operate under the strict guidance of federal privacy laws and our district's legal counsel. Every single student in our district has an equal right to a safe education and the absolute right to privacy. We do not disclose confidential information about our students, period. This standard is in place to protect every one of our children, including the children of those asking the questions. Furthermore, this district has proper protocols and a clear chain of command in place for handling parent concerns. When a question or issue arises, it must start with the classroom teacher, move to the building principal, and then, if necessary, to the superintendent. Just like the board, our educators and administrators are bound by law and are only permitted to share specific, legally allowed information. These formal, respectful avenues exist specifically to resolve issues productively, yet in this instances where we are seeing online, these proper channels have been bypassed in favor of social media disruption. Because of this, the administration and law enforcement must occasionally take formal legal steps to maintain a secure environment in our campuses. The physical safety of our buildings is paramount, and when individuals engage in behavior that crosses the line into hostility or intimidation, the district will utilize legal remedies, including trespass notices to protect our staff and students. While our board meetings are held in public, they also take place on school property, and the district's primary obligation is to maintain a safe, disruption-free environment for everybody's presence. My fellow board members and I dedicate our time and our lives to the district out of a deep, abiding love for our schools, our kids, and our community. We expect public accountability, but we would not expect, what we would never tolerate is the use of social media as a personal device to harass, target, or bully our families and loved ones. Serving as a public official does not strip our spouses, our children, and our family, our family members of their right to peace, privacy, and safety. As a school board, we cannot and would not engage in back and forth debates on social media to defend our policies. Our work happens here in the service of this community. But let me be perfectly clear, while we will always listen to legitimate, respectful concerns to the proper chain of command, this board and our administration would not tolerate harassment, intimidation, or bullying of our staff, our students, or our families. We are deeply personally invested in providing a safe, secure, inclusive environment for every student who walks through our doors. We trust our administration, we follow the law, and we will continue to stand firm in defense of our students' privacy and safety. So moving on, we'll start with our consent items for this evening, and we'll start with the minutes.
Motion to approve last meeting minutes.
I'll second that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion approved. The next consent items for this evening will be financial reports.
Motion to approve financial reports.
I'll second that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion approved. Then the next consent item will be for the claims for this evening.
I'll make a motion to accept the claims.
Second.
Motion approved. And then continue moving on to the payroll item.
Motion to approve payroll.
I'll second that motion.
Motion approved. Then moving on to the personnel items. First would be starting with certified. For under leaves and resignations, we have the approval of Matt Wilson's resignation as junior varsity boys basketball coach, approving Christian Porter's resignation as varsity girls basketball coach, and also approval of Renee Warren's resignation as art teacher.
Make a motion to approve all three resignations.
Second that motion.
Motion so approved. Then continue moving on for the employment of approval of Andrew Holbrook for math position for 26-27 school year, approval of Abigail Tomlin for elementary position for 26-27 school year, and the approval of Daniel Alpenter for our position in 2026-27 school year.
Motion to approve all three of those positions.
Second.
Motion approved. And then for adjustments, the approval for the Savannah Sonity for science position and MS POTW gateway classes for 26-27 school year, and the approval of Matt Wilson for science courses POTW, work-based learning coordinator, and Tri-Online coordinator for 26-27 school year.
Motion to approve both adjustments.
Second that motion.
And motion approved. For classified items, I ask for approval for the resignation of Teresa Malke as paraprofessional.
Make a motion.
Second.
Motion so approved. And continue to move on for employment items. The approval of Chris Conrad for classified position varsity boys basketball coach for the 2026-27 school year.
Yeah. Motion to approve Chris Conrad for both positions.
I will second that motion.
And would you like to say anything? Welcome to the team.
Thank you, guys. We're very excited that you're here.
Thank you.
Yes,
Thank you.
yeah, we appreciate it.
Continue to move on to employment items for the approval of Mason Stroud as summer student intern for technology, Aiden Duval as summer student intern for maintenance and technology, approval of Kaden Lane as summer student intern for maintenance, approval of Jaden Anderson as summer student intern for maintenance, and then finally the approval for Lily Smollett as fall student intern for pre-K for 26-27 school year.
I make a motion to approve all those summer interns and fall student interns.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion approved. Sir, are there any public comments this evening on the agenda? No public comments, we'll move on to the principal's reports.
Hello. First off, I want to give a shout out to Mr. Logston, our 5th grade teacher, and Mrs. Santi, our 4th grade teacher. On Friday night, they did a little pilot program having an elementary track meet. So they had a couple practices and they had 14 students in 4th and 5th grade come out and they ran a little track meet. They did field events and then the running events, and then they had the award ceremony. And it was great weather, thankfully. And I just want to shout out for all the extra planning and creativity that those 2 teachers did. So we appreciate that. And then also last Friday during the day was our famous annual Enrichment Day. We had so much fun. We had 26 different courses that we invited the children to choose 4 sessions, well 3 sessions, and then the 4th session was an assembly where they talk about self-confidence and how to make good choices. And then he taught us some yo-yo tricks, and we're selling yo-yos this week. But they had sessions that included like learning Spanish. We had the STEM robotics mobile unit from LaPorte Library come out. We had a petting zoo. We had the REMC bucket truck here. So we had a nice variety, and they could choose from like arts and crafts, STEM, sports, or miscellaneous categories. So it was, again, we dodged the rain. We had good weather, and I want to thank Ms. Wright and Ms. DeMoss for helping to organize that. And we have some fun end of the school year activities coming up. We'll have our field day, we'll have preschool graduation, we have the wall game coming, where we will go outside and raise our flags high to the motorcycle gang, and 2 field trips. Today the second and third graders went, and in a couple days first grade will go to Fair Oaks Dairy Farm. That's my report.
Thank you.
Yep.
Mr. McMahon.
So yeah, we completed island testing for grade 6 through 8 biology for the first time government. So we got all that done last week. So just thank you to our staff and students for their hard work and a lot of flexibility from our teachers during that window, as we had to get the tested throughout the day. Go-kart team wasn't able to be here tonight. They wanted to be here because they had a really good showing at Purdue. Ty Support, our driver, in one of the sprint races in the morning, the 3 sprint races in the morning. He won the first race, and then they got called back because something blew onto the track with 4 laps to go. So they had to rerun the last 4 laps, and then he ended up being, I think, in 3rd at the start, and then winning the race again. And then he ran very well in the championship race, but the car ended up shutting off in order for sure to overheat or not. About a lap and a half to go, it shut down. A really good showing for our first time down there, so really excited for those boys that were in it, and then thank you to Mr. Porter for everything that he did from January on to get both carts ready to go. And so we have kids already excited about next year racing in the fall, racing in the spring. We had prom on May 2nd, it was successful, so a lot of kids were there dancing it up and having a good time. We had our music concert on May 9th. And that's our junior high and high school concert, and that has a lot of individual performances and then live performances as well, and group performances. So that went really well. And so a lot of hard work and dedication went into that, and thank you to Ms. DeMoss for that. And then when the elementary had their enrichment day activities last week, we had career day for our students. So grades 6th and 7th grade were at the MAC Foundation on a field trip. Grades 8, 9, and 10, we had career guest speakers here, and then
Moving on to superintendent's report.
Okay, well, bear with me, I would like to also read something for this evening with my team. We have a great team. Okay, good evening. I can hardly believe that this is end of my first year that's already coming to a close. I felt that this would be a great time for me to share and recap some of our accomplishments and set the stage for what's to come. Upon joining the Tiger family, one of the things that stood out was our robust athletics program. It was a joy to watch our boys and girls compete in various sports, leaving it all on the floor every time. We are very excited to welcome both our new athletic director and our varsity basketball coach. Great things are definitely in store in the future. I was also honored to be part of history as we celebrated over 75 years at our historic Tiger Den this winter. I have been able to meet so many people who are passionate and dedicated to the school and are committed to our success. Whether it was marching alongside our students at the Scarecrow Festival or traveling with our scholars to the Capitol building this past fall to talk with the governor about the new state cell phone law. I am consistently in awe of all that we continue to accomplish together. Both our robotics and our go-karts teams have been successful this season while competing in the state and national competitions. And let us not forget our successful esports program that we started this year. Our very talented music and drama programs. We have lots to celebrate here. The restoration of our track and our new athletic facility is a welcome addition to help sports and our athletes and assisting them furthering their competitions next season. We are especially excited about all the improvements that are going to take place this summer and fall. These include a new front walkway, a canopy, busport with solar panels, all new windows, new panels to replace the brown ones out front, an updated playground, renovating the elementary bathrooms and locker rooms, and new paint in the hallways, to name a few. As for academics, our students continue to excel with test scores that exceed the state average. Our enrollment is up, and I'm gonna say that again. Our enrollment is up, and we have implemented a robust campaign to welcome even more scholars to the district, both virtually and in person. To the staff and families of the Tri-Township School Corporation, I want to thank you for making my transition to this role so easy. You have embraced my leadership and have partnered with me with your expertise to ensure that we win on behalf of children every day. And I can't wait for next school year already. To the parents, families, and community stakeholders, thank you for staying engaged and mirroring the vision and excellence that we set forth for this corporation. It is clear that you are vested, and as your superintendent, I will stay laser focused with you in ensuring that we take this to the next level. Last but not least, I want to speak to the bond that's been formed amongst our team. When one of us hurts, we all hurt. There have been a series of unkind remarks, false narratives, and disrespectful online chatter directed at some of our team members. This intentional hurt has spilled over to their families and even some of our students. My loyalty to this corporation means that I stand alongside of these people in good times and in bad. Meanwhile, I want to remind those impacted that this too shall pass. We hold our head high, we walk in truth, and we continue to rally for success of our children. Thank you for an incredible school year, and go Tigers. Thank you.
First of all, I'm so grateful for this community and the teachers who do so much for us every single day. I know this is our last meeting before we finish school, but we do. The board, I can speak for all of us, and please jump in. We love this community. We love our children. We do this because of the reward I see these children grow up and where they've evolved to in their careers and the great people they've turned it into. And it's a thankless job on all parts, from the staff all the way up. And I can't thank the staff and the administration. So I can't thank you any more than just, I'm so grateful for all of you and that what you do each day, protecting our children and keeping this school safe. And with all the things coming at small schools, especially in fact all public schools, and still managed to get our enrollment to increase for the first time in many, many years. I'm very indebted to you, so thank you. Thank all of you. So moving on to action items. We have several items which start with approval of the MOU agreement with LaPorte County Career Impact 26-27.
Any changes to it?
There are no changes to it.
Motion to approve.
Second motion.
Motion approved. Next would be for the approval of dietitian consortium services contract for 26-27.
Motion approved, dietitian.
Second.
Motion approved. Approval for the Neola policy 5136 personal communication devices.
This is the new cell phone policy that was mandated.
Motion to approve.
Second motion.
Motion approved. And then finally for the approval of the Neola policy 1220 superintendent employment.
Motion to approve the Neola policy 1220.
Second. Motion so approved. Any discussion items this evening? We'll move on to motion for adjournment.
Motion to adjourn.
Second motion.
Motion so approved. Thank you everybody for your attendance this evening.
I'd like to ask you a question before you leave early. What time's the Walgate coming through here?
8:20.
On Tuesday?
On Wednesday, they'll leave Westville about 8:10. Get here about 8:20, 8:25. We're going out by the baseball field as they come around the curve over the highway. So between 8:20, 8:30, I will be here.
Hopefully you will.
Well, the only thing I know is of course the Walgate Creek is at 250.